Hey, family, welcome back to Talking Tuesday, where we keep it real about life, love, and loving up. I'm your host, Chevelle German, and today we're diving into something that hits home for a lot of couples: communication, connection, and why a little vacation might be the reset your relationship needs. Let's talk about how to reignite that spark and do what you did to win their heart again. So, we're going to talk about why communication is the cornerstone of love. Let's be real. Love doesn't die overnight. It fades into the silence, the assumptions, the day-to-day hustle where the I love yous turn into, do you pay the light bill, the gas bill? Do you pack the kids' lunch? Hey, when you going to do laundry? So many relationships suffer not because the love is gone, but because the communication has shifted. We stopped talking with each other and started talking at each other. Or worse, we don't talk at all. Here's the truth. If you don't communicate your needs, your hurts, your desires, your partner is left guessing. And guesswork is not the foundation of intimacy. Listen, you have to communicate. You cannot say stuff out of anger, out of spite, and think that doesn't hurt. That's going to stick with your partner. Don't be so quick to get upset and then go to bed angry. Because think about it like this. You say something out of spite, out of anger, and you go to bed. What if your partner doesn't wake up the next day? You're going to have so much guilt on you from what you said. You know, the tongue is a powerful tool. And you cannot take back words that are spoken in the heat of a moment and think everything is okay. You have to communicate. If it's something that your partner is doing that you don't like, communicate. Sit down once a week, once a month or whatever, and communicate the issues that you have. Never, ever belittle your partner in public around family and friends, especially family. Because you might forgive your partner in the long run, but family's not. Everybody should not be privy to conversations that you have that that's going to escalate to something bigger. Have that in the comfort of your home where no one else is looking or listening. Don't do that. Don't talk about your finances while you're on the phone with family members. Don't talk about issues that you're having or start fussing at your partner while you're on the phone with family members. Save all that to when you guys are together and you can connect. Don't expect your partner to be a mind reader. Speak with love, not ego, because they don't know if you're upset. That's why you got to ask questions. Share what's really going on inside. That's the real intimacy. If they don't know, and you're walking around with a mad look on your face, upset all the time, you have to speak it so they can know what you're talking about. And don't try and withhold, the love and affection from your partner. Okay. And use that to try and antagonize them or be like, I'm mad, so I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Stuff that you did beforehand, that how you got them in the relationship. You can't do that. You have to speak to them because it was something in the past that brought you guys together to where you walk down that aisle, or that if you're boyfriend and girlfriend, that brought you together and you're in a relationship. So you have to keep doing that. But the biggest part I'm honing on is communication is the key that I see so many couples, relationships, just bland out because they're not communicating. So we're going to say why a vacation might save your relationship. Now let's talk about getting away. Not to run from your problems, but to reset your rhythm, to get that spark back. Because when you're away, you can come together because it's just you two. So think about it. When was the last time you and your partner disconnected from all the noise and reconnected with each other? Think about it for a second. Vacation removes you from the stressors that you have every day in life. family life, work life, if you're taking care of Asian parents, distractions and daily routines that often keep you in survival mode instead of connection mode. You want to be the partner in your relationship, in your life, so you can be a better version of yourself for your family to run your household. So here's what a getaway does. It gives you time to talk without the pressure. It rekindles physical and emotional closeness. It brings back laughter, spontaneous, and shared memories that you had from the get-go when you was dating, courting, however you want to say it. And no, it does not have to be a 5-star resort. It could be a weekend getaway in a cabin somewhere, a beach day, or even a staycation with phones off and candles lit. I'm going to tell you, this past weekend, our youngest daughter had to do a project for her college course. She's still in high school. But she went with her siblings to go to a concert, which was what she had to do, and then do an essay about it. But me and my husband had plans to go out for a date night, go eat and then maybe go off to a lounge or something. But he was like, I got plans for us. But I had plans for us. You know what we did? We went down in the basement and we had a binge watch on TV. So we cooked dinner. We had our food downstairs, eating, looking at TV. And that was an intimate moment for us. It was a staycation. We didn't go nowhere. We didn't answer no phones. The kids knew if they needed something, they can, they can reach out and we'll answer the phones or text or whatever. But it was a nice little staycation for us, just me and him to rekindle. We stayed up late looking at TV till about 2:00 in the morning. But, it was a reset for us, and that's what we needed. The kids wasn't around, nobody, no stressors, nothing. That was the reset that we needed for each other. So do what you did when you first interacted to win them back, to win they love again. Remember when you were dating and you text them just to say, I'm thinking about you, or good morning, beautiful, have a great day at work. Another text when they get home, are you on your way home? Let's do dinner tonight, or let's go out for a drink. You plan small surprises. Just overall ask them how their day was, and you actually listen to what they had to say. But somewhere along the line, you stop doing the things that built that relationship. And then you wonder why it feels like it's falling apart. So the truth is simple. What do you do to win their heart? And that's what you need to do to keep their heart. You got to go back to the basics, to the old school. Whatever you did, when you was courting that person, trying to gain the interest to build a meaningful relationship. If it was getting them flowers every week, hey, go on to the grocery store, go to Walmart, go to Weis, go to Martin's, go to Kroger's, go to Food Lion. They have flowers there. Pick up some flowers and take them to them. If it was like going to the movies, go to the matinee. If you don't want to go to a late night movie, you can go to a matinee, or just meeting for breakfast or for brunch or dinner. You have to do that. It can be going to get them and just go for a drive. Putting your smell good on, smelling good, a fragrance that he or she likes. Do that. Or, start today. Write that note and leave it around so they can find it. Plan that date. Pencil it out on the calendar to see when both of you are available. Put that phone down and look into them eyes. So many people today are distracted with their phones. You can have your partner sitting right next to you, but you're all up into the social media scrolling. Don't do that. These small efforts add up and they love it. It responds to consistency, not the convenience. So here's your challenge. Start one real conversation and don't talk about bills. Don't talk about the kids. Don't talk about work. Don't talk about, extended family members. But talk about your dreams, your fears from the heart. Talk about your heart. Plan a mini getaway, even if it's a walk in the park with coffee in hand, or just be like, hey, let's go get a cup of coffee, or let's go for like a little quick lunch date. Those little small things adds up and it counts. Do one thing you used to do when you were falling in love with your significant other. Love isn't lost. It's just waiting to be fed again. We have couples trips that we plan out. So, if you're looking for a couples getaway or a vacation, staycation, head to our website, www.jektravels.com, and click on the hosted trips tab, and you see all the trips that we have planned. But thank you for tuning in to the Travel Tuesday podcast. If this episode hits home with you, share it with your partner, share it with a friend, or someone who needs a love reset. Subscribe, leave a review, and let's keep growing together in business, in love, and in life. Until next time, talk it out, love it out, and live it out.